So hello everyone. Today I'm pleased to share with you an exercise that I think is super effective in terms of driving team effectiveness. And it's an exercise that I've used many times in many different contexts, and I've actually never seen it go poorly. It's always very effective. It's just a question of prioritizing the time. It's really simple to do. It's all you need is conference room, some paper, and if you have remote teams, access to video conferencing and some electronic sharing of documents. Super easy, super effective, and gets at something that I think is at the core of forming effective teams, and that is getting the individuals to show up for your team. And so if we think about what gets individuals to really show up and be available for enhanced collaboration with the team, and I think it's three things. It's the sum of three things. So the first thing is that people need to feel a sense of belonging, and the stronger their sense of belonging to that team, the stronger they'll come forth with their best ideas reserved for that team and their best work reserved for that team. The second is feeling valued, understanding the skills they bring to the team and also feeling that those skills are valid. And the third is being super excited and appreciative of the opportunities that being part of these teams provide for them, including, and probably most importantly, excited about the opportunities to collaborate with others. So a deep appreciation for what others bring to the team is the third. And my view is that the sum of these things, the highest you can get sort of people's sense of belonging, their sense of value, and their excitement and their appreciation for others. The more you can do that at an individual level, the more it impacts your team spirit, the mystical team spirit that magically happens. And today's exercise is, I learned during my MBA with Sean O'Grady. I adapted it over the years. And basically today's exercise is kind of foolproof to hit on all those three, and I think you'll see why. So I'm going to just demonstrate it for you and describe to you how to do it. And what I'd like you to do is just grab a piece of pen and paper so that you can play along in the simulation with me. So here's the way the exercise works. Basically, everybody gets 3 questions to prepare in advance. The question is effectively, tell us about your biggest success. And then you ask them to talk about a personal success, a professional or work success, and a people success. And you ask people to just prepare 3 little short stories associated with success in those areas and why they chose it. Okay? And everybody else is given either a colored marker or colored post-it notes. Different colors for everybody is better. And they're instructed to listen to the stories that will be presented to them and to capture 3 qualities or capabilities or skills that they heard when that person introduced themselves. So basically, it's a facilitated introduction in the context of sharing skills, and you're asking people who are observing this to identify positive characteristics. So then here's how it goes. So the way I facilitated this over the years, I give everybody a piece of paper in advance. I put the questions that I want them to prepare on one side. On the other side, I get them to write their name in big, and we put that face down all the pages in the center of the table, or you can kind of create a way to do this remotely through shared documents as well. You randomly pick one, and that person goes first, i.e. that person presents themselves first, and everybody else gets ready to listen and capture their feedback. And people will be asked following that introduction to share what they observed in both written form as well as verbally with the person, making eye contact and connecting with that individual. So let's play along. Let's pretend that my name was drawn. And so I start and I pull up my sheet and I say, so the personal success that I wanted to share with you today is about maybe my parental evolution. So when my son was first born, I obviously fell deeply in love with him and I wanted to make him perfect. And I was thinking about all the things that he would achieve and do and how proud I would be and how accomplished he would be, etc. And my evolution since then, as he's grown up, is this real realization that he is his own person, he has his own ideas, his interests are different than mine, and that yes, I need to celebrate his achievements, but they are not my achievements. They are also maybe not even in my key interest areas. So I'm very proud of my kind of acceptance and my personal journey associated with sort of accepting my role or moving into my role as a parent, the evolution of that role. So that would be the personal success. If I think about a work success, I think the biggest success for me would have been when I made partner at Accenture. That was a very tangible goal, a goal I worked on for a long time. It was a very public goal, and all of that was very rewarding, but it was also extremely humbling, kind of terrifying. And I was so grateful to the people that accepted me as an emerging leader and who celebrated with me and who supported me along the journey. So a very exciting goal and just a whole rash of sort of lessons associated with that transition into that role. And the third area that I'd like to share around a people success would be times when I've and this has happened fairly many times in my career, where I've taught somebody something, or I've shared an exercise with someone, or I've given them feedback on something they could be doing, and like a year later they are doing it like so much better than I ever could, or they've just taken it to the next level, and that makes me so proud, and I feel so personally rewarded by watching that, and personally inspired by sort of humanity and our ability to learn from each other and get to the next level. So those are my three. So hopefully you've been playing along and you've gotten ready with 2 or 3 characteristics that if you were in this session with me, that you would then be ready to share. So then we basically go around the room. If you're physically present, you pass the sheet of paper around the room and you physically share the qualities you've noticed, and you either write them in your colored marker on the sheet of paper, or you stick the Post-it note that you have on the paper, or you kind of do this digitally where you use different fonts and you add it to their person. And basically you would be playing back to me saying, Marisa, here is what I noticed. And you might say things like this. I don't know what you wrote down, but you might say things like, when you shared your story about your son, I noticed that I appreciate that you're willing to adjust your approach based on what individuals need, and that makes me very excited to work with you on this team. The next person may say, when you described your promotion, I really liked the way you recognized the people that supported you. You recognized the people that were willing to follow you, and I really see that you have a lot of respect for your colleagues, your peers, and the people that work for you. The third person might say, when you describe those personal successes, and how you celebrate in your personal success, it makes me appreciate that you want to teach everyone, you want to help everybody, but you want everybody to surpass you, and that is very motivating. So those might be some of the things, and then you basically stick them on. You get your sheet of paper and you continue around the room until this is complete, and you'll be amazed at how effective it is at doing the 3 things we set out to do: making everybody feel like they've belonged, making everybody see how their skills are valued, and getting everybody excited about working together. Now, the only thing I'll close on to give you a few hints, sometimes depending on how comfortable people are, sometimes people share a story, but they don't always share why they're proud. You should let the team feel comfortable when the person is sharing their experiences to probe, to make sure that they're able to access those questions. When you're giving feedback, make sure that you give eye contact. And this exercise works the best if either done by an external facilitator or the leader, but it can be done, and I have done it, with just one of the team members doing it and doing it amongst peers. You'll notice the success. People pin up these things, they keep them. So there's a tangible deliverable at the end of it, and that's part of the power. So I would encourage you that if you do it all virtually, you still print them out or give them to people or frame them up. And again, it works really for direct reports. So you really want a team, maybe it works amazingly for a group of 5 to 10. It probably can work for as much as 12. But if you're doing a large project team, you're going to want to do this in bits, i.e. you want to do it with your core direct reports, and then you want them to go do it with their team. So you basically want these nucleuses of teams to form themselves. Try it. I honestly can tell you I've never had this go poorly, and it really will provide that team spirit uplift that is so crucial in the first stages of the team. So that's the tip for today. I hope that you found it useful. If you do, please share. If you have any comments, please send them my way, and I look forward to seeing you the next time.